Yo, what's up guys, it's the MMA Analyst here to give you my predictions for UFC 138. And before we get down to it, if you're looking to bet on UFC 138 or any future cards, send me a message. I can send you some links. Along with those links, you would be added to my list of people who receive free picks for a month. And it's from the time that you sign up to a month later, not a calendar month. All right. So anyways, actually, let's see, my diamond picks right now over the last 18 events, 28 and 5. It's my diamond picks. My diamond and platinum picks combined are 81% with over like 60 fights predicted. I'm just saying. Let's go. Mark Muñoz versus Chris Leben. Basically, first things first, this is going to be a 5-rounder. And I didn't get a chance to talk about this because I was lazy as hell. But I don't really like the idea for all situations and scenarios. And this is one of them. Why? Because if Mark Muñoz can't finish Chris Leben, and if this fight goes past the 3rd round, we're going to have is what would have been just a normal sloppy fight in the 3rd round into an absolute atrocity going into the 4th and then maybe into the 5th round. If Mark Muñoz is holding down Chris Leben and can't finish him, and he's trying to get, and he gets tired, he gasses out. I mean, these guys are the type, not Mark Muñoz and Chris Leben, but non-champions, people who can't train for 5 rounds. You got to realize that if you're going to train for 5 rounds, you got to train like a champion. If you want to train like a champion, you got to make money like a champion. So if you're not making money like a champion, you can't train like a champion, and then you can't fight like a champion. And a lot of these guys are going to be fighting for these 25 minutes. They can't train like champions. Chris Leben, he's making enough money most likely. Mark Muñoz, he's got his thing going with the gym and whatnot. But at the end of the day, they're not champions. So I find it very unlikely that they're going to be able to actually go 25 minutes without gassing and looking real bad. Anyways, with all that said, Chris Leben is probably going to get taken down. And Mark Muñoz is going to be all over him with his punches and just controlling Chris Leben on his back. Chris Leben, you know, we saw him with the Akiyama triangle. He's not going to be doing that against Mark Muñoz. Muñoz is just going to get in good positions, probably pass, go to the side, control, whatever the situation is. If Muñoz decides that he wants to try and stand and bang, well, that would be a real stupid thing to do because, you know, that's not a good look. Chris Leben, his way to win, obviously, in this fight will be to go out there and brawl and try and punch Muñoz in the face and probably try and turn his brain off temporarily. So Muñoz has to be very aware of that, especially considering in his last fight against Demian Maia, he kind of got his knees buckled and he was making Demian Maia look like K1 Maia. So I'm not sure what that was, but he needs to just focus on getting the fight to the ground, and I think that's what he'll do. I think once he gets the fight to the ground, hip pressure, he'll control the position. I don't think he's going to be going for anything too crazy when it comes to submissions. I think he's going to hold the position, go for some ground and pound and see what he can do. If he can't finish the fight in the first, rinse and repeat all the way up until he can finish the fight. And if he can't finish the fight by the end of the fight, then we've got 25 minutes. And I don't think it's going to be like 25 minutes of amazingness. Now, Chris Leben is the kind of guy that does bring out great fights out of people. So it's possible that this could be just one of those crazy wars. But I don't see Chris Leben stuffing any of Mark Muñoz's takedowns. So there you go. I got Mark Muñoz. I am going to guess he can finish the fight. I mean, to be honest, deep down inside, I feel like it's going to go all 25 minutes. But that kind of feels weird to actually say. So I'm just going to say 2nd round stoppage for Mark Muñoz. Next fight, Brad Pickett versus Renan Barão. Man, this is crazy. Barão, I forget how to say his name, but you know, he's been killing it. He lost his first fight back in 2005 and has been on a 26 undefeated fight streak, or 27 fights or 26 fights. He's got a no contest in there. Anyways, his last win was over Cole Escovedo, solid win. Solid win before that over Chris Carrizo. And then his third fight in the WEC was against Anthony Leon. 2 submissions in the WEC, 1 decision. Record of 21 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. 12 wins by submission. He's very good on the ground. Trains with Nova União, which is Jose Aldo and whatnot. Solid camp, really good, etc., etc. Situation we have with Renan Barão is a solid grappler. That's what he does. He'll be fighting Brad Pickett, though, who is kind of like a really good all-around fighter. Really explosive with the hands. Really good combinations. I don't think he's sloppy. When I see him fight, I mean, he keeps it all nice, tucked in, chin down, uppercuts ready to go. Very fast, very explosive, and he transitions very well from stand-up to takedowns if he wants to. And if you want any example of that, you can just take a look at his win over Demetrius Johnson. Brad Pickett, I think that he's going to be able to depict where this fight goes. I think he's going to mix it up. I think he'll take the fight to the ground when he wants to, but he'll be good enough, savvy enough on top to not get submitted by Barão. And when they're on the feet, I think he'll be able to outstrike for sure and maybe even get a finish on the feet. But overall, we've got a pretty well-rounded fighter against one heck of a grappler with an amazing record. I do think that Brad Pickett's going to come away with the win in this fight. And, probably when on the ground, I don't see him finishing anybody on the ground. If he is going to do anything, it's going to be on the feet. If he can't catch him on the feet, then it's going to go to a decision. But, I mean, he could very well just go for stuffing takedowns, going for a takedown near the end of the round when he wants, and then trying to keep the fight on the feet, sprawl and brawl, basically. I'm not sure how Brad Pickett's going to win in my mind, but I do think that Brad Pickett's going to take this fight. Thiago Alves versus Papi Abedi. This is pretty easy. Thiago Alves is, one of the top guys in the division. He's only lost to the champ or, the guy who was going to get another shot or, top 5 type fights up until the Rick Story fight. Now, he's 1 win and 3 losses in his last 4 fights. That's going back to 2009. So they've basically got to keep Thiago Alves on point, and they've got to get him a good win. That's what this is all about. Papi Abedi, solid jiu-jitsu, solid judo, a good grappler, but stand-up isn't all that great. Undefeated, but he's going to have to get this fight to the ground. And for as big as Thiago Alves is, I don't see it happening. I also don't see Alves getting knocked out. I don't see him being worried to strike like he was against GSP or was against Story. I did predict that he wouldn't be worried against Story, but he was. But in this fight, this isn't somebody who's just going to double leg him real quick or push him up against the cage and just outpower him or out hustle him. I think Thiago Alves comes away with the win here. Second round TKO. Terry Edom versus Eddie Falaloto. This is going to be a quick one here. If Eddie Falaloto wins this fight, I'll be very surprised. He's got 4 fights. He's lost 2 of them. 1 to Anthony Njokwani, 1 to Michael Johnson. His 2 fights before that were wins in Hawaii, regional type stuff. And that's it. And he's going to be facing Terry Edom, who is better all around, has 17 fights, faced some very top level competition. I just don't see how Terry Edom loses this fight. He should be able to knock out. He should be able to knock him out or submit him or do whatever he wants. Probably a submission, to be honest, but I've got Terry Edom winning this. Let's say first round submission. Cyril Diabate versus Anthony Perosh. Cyril Diabate, again, I don't see how he loses this unless Anthony Perosh just goes out there and out hearts him. Just I got more heart than you, and maybe takes him to the ground over and over again. The thing is, his wrestling isn't great. He's good in jiu-jitsu, and he can take a beating, but I don't know how that's going to help him win the fight. Cyril Diabate, as long as he isn't absolutely wild with everything, if he keeps things the way they should be, then he should be able to come away with probably a first-round knockout. Yeah, just keep things tight. That's all. Just go out there, execute a proper game plan, be aggressive, be ready to stuff some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu takedowns. And that means they're not going to be amazing, and you should be able to get this win. All right, on the undercard, I've got Justin Edwards over John McGuire, Michihiro Omagawa over Jason Young. I do have Rob Broughton, the underdog, defeating Philip DeFries. Shane Mills over Chris Cope and Chris Carrizo over Vaughn Lee. So there you go. Again, you can contact me through here, YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Follow Twitter, twitter.com/BetMMA. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/BetMMA. I basically got BetMMA locked down other than BetMMA.com. Fail. Anyways, so there you go, guys. Those are my picks. I will have the next card. What's that? Is that the Fox one already, or what is the next one? Yeah, on Fox. I'm gonna try and get that done tomorrow for next week. And there you go. MMA. It's important. Peace.